Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world in this cycle on Global Television. We are live in the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Anthony Momodo. The Duke of Sussex, Prince Harry, and his wife Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, has arrived at the Nigerian Armed Forces Defense Headquarters in Abuja. The Duke and Duchess arrived the DHQ at about 12:45 p.m. on Friday. The military high command had on Thursday revealed that their visit to Nigeria will focus on engaging with the nation's wounded and injured soldiers and their families. Prince Harry's decision to visit Nigeria followed an invite by the military high command following the nation's debut appearance at the 2023 Invictus Games held in Düsseldorf, Germany. A federal high court sitting in Abuja has rejected the request by the immediate past governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello, to halt trial in the hearing of the 80.2 billion naira fraud charges brought against him. Bello asked the court to stay execution in his trial before Justice Emeka Nwite on the grounds that there is an appeal filed by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission before the Court of Appeal against the contempt application filed by the defendant against the EFCC chairman, Ola Olukoide. Justice Nwite, in his ruling on Friday, however, rejected the application made by Bello through his lawyer, Abdul Wahab Muhammad. Bandits on Thursday night invaded the Confluence University of Science and Technology, Osara Okene, in Kogi State and abducted some students. Eyewitness account indicates that the bandits swooped on the university around 9 p.m. through the bush while the students were reading for their first semester exams expected to commence on Monday, May 13th. COSEC Vice Chancellor Professor Abdulrahman C. Peter, who confirmed the incident, refused to give details of the number of students abducted. Africa Tomorrow Plus, a non-profit organization, has stated its commitment to uplift the vulnerable in the society through skill acquisition, cultural integration, musical talent discovery, and nurturing. The organization's president, Kenneth Eze, made the remark at the World Press Briefing in Abuja. Anthony Momodo completes the report. Towards improving the lives of vulnerable Nigerians, stating that the dire state of vulnerable children and youth in the country will be effectively supported through education, sports initiatives, and social intervention programs.
In Africa tomorrow, that this child that is hungry today, if we do the right thing, that child will smile tomorrow. So we are showing actually the picture of the future of Africa that we want to see. But we all together have to do something today to be able to see the Africa tomorrow. Three major areas that we are looking at, and this is sports in general. Now, education is the next thing very important for us, which is actually rules the world.
National Coordinator of the body, Tina Eze, and the United Nations and Sustainable Development Goals representative, Uzo Ifeanyi, emphasized the need for Nigerians in diaspora to give back to society in order to accelerate the development of the girl child and country at large.
We Nigerians in diaspora, when we're taking out from our conference, so most times we just go, okay, is there a little bit back to us anyway? And I believe we're here to actually ensure that we can actually impact in the lives of children. Because trust me, these kids have a lot of potential and talents, and they have all this negative energy. The president just said something about sports. Yeah, it is not football, but initiated as football. As you can see, all t-shirts that we're wearing, the different colors. You can see blue. You can see So that actually represents different initiatives that which we're actually bringing into the Nigerian society.
Education is key. They should also look at the issue of climate change. Recently, you are very much aware that the government banned the use of this disposable in Lagos and all. These are issues of climate change. These are issues that even in Germany, they've conquered it. So if they bring such technology down here, it will definitely help the country to also move forward in terms of achieving the sustainable development goals in the area of climate change.
Lugado Konobo, founder, Nigerian Women Economic Development, and other stakeholders highlighted the potential impact of collaboration between development partners towards improving the lives and safety of the vulnerable populace.
NIGWED, Nigerian Women Economic Development Project, the women gender component of this project, we are going to be playing a very key role. And that the Federal Ministry of Women Affairs is supporting us, ensure that we got this venue that we have used today for today's event. And so the conversation grows beyond there in getting several other activities that will help to fast-track the implementation of ATP's project in Nigeria.
Non-governmental organizations are established with a lot of networking opportunities and meeting people at the rural level. So if non-governmental organizations are properly positioned, they will be responsible and also support the effort of the government in reducing the insecurity challenges in the country.
The importance of social intervention programs for the uplifting of vulnerable populace of any society and nation cannot be overemphasized. Anthony Momodu reporting for Global Television News. The Nigerian Senate has approved the death sentence as a penalty for drug traffickers in the country. As it passed through third reading, the 2024 NDLEA Act Amendment Bill, the proposal was adopted when the Senate dissolved into a committee of the whole for a clause-by-clause consideration of the report of the chairman of the Committees on Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal Matters and Drugs and Narcotics National Drug Law Enforcement Agency NDLEA Act Amendment Bill 2024. Kikelomo Okere tells us more.
In the review of the penalty provision of the amendment bill towards strengthening the operation of the agency, a proposed amendment to the award a death sentence to the drug traffickers rather than just a life sentence was raised by Senate Chief Whip Ali Indume, which sparked debate among senators.
I am surprised that the committee is recommending a softer punishment. It was a life imprisonment. In fact, we should change it to death sentence. This is practiced everywhere in this country that are serious about dealing with drugs. So when we come to take it close by close, please, distinguished colleagues, let's change that section 11 to read death sentence.
When the matter was put to a voice vote, it appears the nay had it. However, when the question was put on a second vote, the Deputy President of the Senate ruled in favor of the ayes. Added. Slight roar ensued as some lawmakers were displeased. Senator Adams Oshimole expressed his displeasure over what he considered a hasty consideration and passage of the amendment clause.
We must be honest, transparent in the decision. I am accountable to my conscience and to my community. Death sentence is not a matter for a, nay or nay. Everybody should vote so that we will be counted. When it matters, those who vote for death and those who vote for punishment. No, you cannot. We take a vote. It's a fundamental issue. We are making law here. This is not a motion. I have responsibility for any law that I made while I'm in this parliament. No, we can't pass it because I don't believe that the highs have it. It's about life and death.
The Deputy President of the Senate rejected an objection by Senator Oshimole to reverse the ruling, insisting that it came late, which is against the rules.
I think this is fine. What you need to ask for, which is your right, is to ask for a division. And so you put it forward, but you didn't do that. So you're not found the presiding officer. So I can't.
The bill was subsequently read for the third time and passed by the Senate. Kikelomo Okere, Global Television News.
The International Monetary Fund has asked the Nigerian government to develop a robust and adequate framework to tackle cybercrime in the financial sector. Responding to questions on the newly cybercrime levy during a virtual media briefing on the release of the Nigeria's Article 4 consultation staff report on Thursday, IMF's resident representative for Nigeria, Christian Ibeke, said cybersecurity is a critical issue that should be taken very seriously because of the potential financial instability repercussions of cybersecurity issues. The Central Bank of Nigeria had on May 6 directed banks and other financial institutions to implement a 0.5% cybersecurity levy on electronic transfers. A federal high court in Abuja has granted 100 million naira bail each to a former Minister of Aviation, Hadi Sirika, his daughter, and two others. They are being tried over an alleged fraud to the tune of 2.7 billion naira. According to the court, they are to provide 2 sureties who must have landed properties in Abuja. The sureties, the court stated, must also be responsible citizens. Samuel Odi completes the report.
The court also ordered the sureties to depose on affidavit of means and restricted the defendants from traveling abroad without its permission. Justice Orji ordered that the defendants should be remained in prison custody if they fail to meet their bail conditions, adding that the sureties must own landed properties within the Federal Capital Territory with valid titles. The counsel to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Rotimi Jacobs, spoke on the bail condition granted by the court.
One of the 2 cases filed against the former minister. So the first one is taken before his lordship here. So we are going to contend for the other one in another date. So, but the bail is at the discretion of the court. So it's for the court to decide whether it is adequate or not. So a counsel in his own right cannot criticize the judge whether the conditions are liberal or high or low, but I think it is fair. Yes, thank you. Well, there are other issues that were introduced, like the Nigerian Airways with Ethiopia something, which we added to it. So it was not there originally, but Nigerian Air matter is there are 2 counts on it. That's why we amended it. On condition that one of the surety must own property in Abuja and must deposit some money out or bond and all those things. So I don't think it's strenuous. It's a condition that is unfair. It's very fair to them.
The trial has been set for 10th, 11th, and 20th of June 2024. Samuel Odi reporting for Global Television News.
You're watching News Cycle coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're in Star Times Channel 276. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms using Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. When News Cycle returns, the federal government fought proposed telecoms tariff hike. These and other stories coming right after this break. Do stay with us. Welcome back from the break. This is Global Television, bringing you live broadcasts of News Cycle. Thank you for staying with us. On the foreign scene, President Joe Biden has warned Israel that the U.S. will stop supplying some weapons if it launches a major ground operation in the Gaza city of Rafah. He added that he would continue to make sure Israel is secured. Despite firm and vocal U.S. opposition, Israel appears poised to mount a large-scale invasion of Rafah. The congested part of southern Gaza is Hamas's last stronghold in the territory. U.S. officials have warned that an operation in the city, where the population has swelled with refugees from other parts of Gaza, could lead to extensive civilian casualties. The Ogun State Commissioner for Finance and Chief Economic Advisor to the Governor, Akpo Okunba-Dajo, has called for the collaboration of all stakeholders to achieve sustainable economic growth and prosperity in the country. Okunba-Dajo made the call during the 2024 KPMG Alumni Reignite event themed Reviving the Economy, Be a Change Agent in Lagos. He noted that the global challenges posed by the COVID-19 pandemic, environmental crisis, and geopolitical tensions and technological disruptions were obstacles to socio-economic development that must be addressed. Emphasizing the pivotal role of individuals and business organizations as change agents, since government alone cannot revive the economy. The International Monetary Fund has strongly urged the Central Bank of Nigeria to unwind the regulatory forbearance granted to deposit money banks during the COVID-19 pandemic. It also cautioned against the federal government over the proposed amendment to the act establishing the Apex Bank, saying the autonomy of the central bank must be preserved. The position of the fund was contained in the Article 4 staff consultation report of the Board of Governors of the Global Organization, which was released on Thursday in Washington, D.C., United States. Although the fund didn't give details of the waivers granted to the banks, it emphasized the importance of close monitoring of the institutions for financial sector risk. The federal government has faulted the proposal by telecommunications companies to raise their tariffs, emphasizing that increasing data, voice, and text message prices isn't the sole and optimal solution to the sector's challenges. It also urged the companies to explore innovative solutions to counter inflationary pressures and high operating costs. The Minister of Communications, Innovations and Digital Economy, Bosun Tijani, gave this advice at the launch of the Nigerian Digital Economy Report on Thursday in Abuja. The report, launched by the GSM Association, analyzes the Nigerian economy and the government's digital transformation strategy. And wrapping it up, Nigerian duo of Chidera Ejuke and Al-Hassan Yusuf came on as second-half substitute as holders Royal Antwerp surrendered their Belgian Cup title to Union Saint-Gilloise following a 1-0 defeat in the final on Thursday. Although both players are regulars for Antwerp, coach Mark van Bommel only brought them into the game in the 73rd minute as they conceded on the stroke of halftime. Union Saint-Gilloise ended a 110 wait to win the Belgian Cup as Koki Mashida's goal earned them a 1-0 victory over holders Royal Antwerp in the final in Brussels. Makida's goal also served as revenge for Union Saint as they took their pound of flesh of Antwerp, who beat them on the final day of last season to win the league for the first time in 66 years. And still talking sport, Joselu scored twice in the final minutes to help Real Madrid fight back from the brink of elimination to reach their 6th Champions League final in 10 years with a dramatic 2-1 second-leg win over Bayern Munich. Bayern looked to be heading to the final when Alphonso Davies caught in and blasted past Andre Lunin after England captain Harry Kane had found him with a superb pass. But Joselu grabbed an 88-minute equalizer when he reacted quickest after Bayern goalkeeper Manuel Neuer, who had been excellent up till then. And that's how we call it a wrap on the news. I am Anthony Momodio.